Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to our first meeting of 2024. I'm gonna sing a couple of songs, so feel free to relax a little bit to prepare yourself for the speaking tonight. Vibrate. When life lends a hand, it's time to open up your heart. It is time to love one another. It's time to be part. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. When we give our heart in charity, our lives are transforming into songs. Our dreams become reality, and we join Jesus for eternity. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. When we give our heart in charity, our lives are transforming into songs. Our dreams become reality, and we join Jesus for eternity. Good old man. Blue crystal eyes, color of the sky. Gray bushy beard, Santa's look alike. Shine on your brothers on earth, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Crystal eyes, color of the sky. Gray bushy beard, Santa's look alike. Shine on your brothers on earth, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Desert and apostle of the truth, receive our praise and also our heart. Desert and apostle of the light, place our pain at the feet of Jesus Christ. Desert and apostle of the receive our praise and also our heart. Apostle of the light, place our pain at the feet of Jesus Christ. Love in action. Oh, Jesus, here I am, my knees on the floor to say thank you, my Lord, for the life that comes to this door. Your love is the key to change entire world. Using these chains wisely, we will live in peace and harmony. Now I understand, helping others, yes, helping myself. Your words now are so crystal clear. Your teachings have no frontiers. To see all these transformations, we just have to put love in action. Have a good meeting.
Wherever you are, glowing seeds of love, as our Master Jesus taught. You will see that behind every sight there's a flame shining bright, tiny spark created by God. I will follow your path, Father, 'cause nobody is alone in life. will be healed by your love. Ooh, disseminate wherever you are, glowing seeds of love, as our Master Jesus taught. As our Master Jesus taught.
Another day, another flower, another minute past the hour. Someday the sky is blue, and suddenly we can't see through. And every day is a fresh new start. When the sun turns off the moonlight, we get another chance to choose the road we want to cruise. And on the other side of the mountain, there's always a whole new road, a new beginning calling after every end. There are a million reasons to pick you up after every fall. It's always a win in the new round. On the other side of the mountain, there's always a whole new road, and a new beginning calling after every end. And there are a million reasons to pick you up after every fall. It's always a win in the new round. It's always a win in the new round. It's always a win in the new round. It's always a win in the new round.
Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. Welcome to our Spirit Talk. We are very happy to have our first meeting of 2024. So we thank everyone for joining us tonight. And before we start, we would like to share a couple of announcements. We ask you to turn off your phone notifications and find a quiet place during this time if possible. Our meeting will have a 30 minutes presentation followed by Q&A. Then, after the presentation, We will have a spiritual treatment with passes and magnetized water. So we invite you to set aside the container with your water to be magnetized. We would like to announce that our meeting is being retransmitted today by Continental Concampers Americas through their Facebook and is also every Wednesday at 8 p.m. by Kardec Radio through their Facebook and YouTube. We have a special invitation for who wants to learn more about Spiritism. Every Saturday at 5:15 p.m. East, we have an online and free class on our course Get to Know to Spiritism. The next class will be on January 6th, and the theme of this meeting will be vices. What an amazing topic, right? Lots of things to learn about it. So if you are interested, join us. The registration link will be posted in the chat. The Gospel at Home is an effective support for you and your family spiritual harmony. We will motivate and guide you in establishing and maintaining the Gospel at Home studies meetings. By posting in the chat, you can request it. So please let us know. You are welcome to include your or someone else's names on the list of positive vibration for incarnate or discarnate. The person you indicate will be assisted by the good spirits to provide healing energy and strengthen goodwill. Please, the link it's find the link in our chat. The topic of today's meeting will be Leave to the Dead, the care of burying their dead, from chapter 23, Strange Morals, which will be facilitated by our brother Rodrigo Villar from Winnipeg. Everyone is welcome to write comments and questions in the chat, and we will address the questions at the end of the talk. And now we would like to invite our tonight's speaker, who will also do our opening prayer. Welcome, Rodrigo.
Hello, Marceli. Happy New Year.
Friend, Happy New Year. How are you today?
Good. Thank you for having me again.
Oh, thank you for coming. We are very happy and we want to learn lots from you, from your study tonight. Okay.
I'll do my best.
Okay, see you later.
I'll see you later. So now, before we start, I would like to ask everyone to close your eyes if you wish and elevate our thoughts to our Father, to our Creator, to our Master Jesus, and the good spirits, particularly those responsible for the work of the Spiritism Canada. Bring us the teachings and the reflections necessary for our self-improvement, necessary for our moral improvement, and as well our intellectual improvement. Please be with us during the study tonight, guiding us and inspiring us to deliver the message in the best of our abilities, that we can bring counsel, that we can bring peace, that we can bring reflection to those that will be watching live or on demand. Please guide us, protect us today and always. So be it. Hello, everyone. So Happy New Year. So I'm going to share my slides with you shortly. Let me see. All right, so let's start sharing. So I'm assuming you're seeing my slides now. And First of all, I would like to tell everyone Happy New Year. And before starting our reflection tonight, so I would like to share how happy we are to do the first Spiritist Talk of 2024. And we'd like to thank you for your support during the 2023 year. And we hope we can continue supporting us through 2024. As Marceli said tonight, Jesus and Kardec invite us to reflect deeply on this topic to help our understanding about sometimes seems as contradictory or confusing or unclear. That's why Kardec brought this chapter called Strange Morals, because when we look at it's hard to understand in a point of view if we don't have a spiritual understanding. So my job tonight is help us to analyze and reflect about this topic. So we will reflect specifically in this message of Jesus found in Luke 9:59-60. And he said to another, Follow, follow me. But he responded, Lord, first I must go and bury my father. Jesus replied, Leave to the dead the care of burying their dead. As for you, go and proclaim the kingdom of God. Before I start this reflection, I want to remind you that Jesus always used parables to teach highly elevated moral concepts. Also, as a great teacher and mentor, his teachings were according to the spiritual level of his followers. Before we move on, I would like us to reflect what could these words really mean? Leave to the dead the care of burying their dead. I'm going to divide this talk in two parts. This first one, leave the dead the care of burying the dead. And the second part, as for you, go and proclaim the kingdom of God. So my first reflection is related to the concept, what is death? I would like to invite you to reflect for a moment about this concept. If we look at a materialistic point of view, death is the permanent stopping of all vital body activities. Simple to understand. However, we also have the spiritualistic point of view. And the spiritualist point of view says that death is an individual's awareness persists after death. So, and may be contacted by the living. The afterlife or the spiritual world is seen by spiritualists not as a statical place, but as one in which spirits continue to evolve. So if you compare the two, so the materialistic point of view is really what we can understand concrete. So our physical body dies. Simple, straightforward. The spiritualistic point of view is start to see beyond the afterlife. How about the spiritist view? So a spiritist point of view has a very similarities with the spiritualistic point of view, but add a little bit extra. It's a process where the spirit separates from the physical body. We call this discarnation. The spirit then continues to exist in another plane or dimension, so we can call it spiritual world. In this way, there is an opportunity for improvement in an evolution, and someday the spirit may return to inhabit a new physical body we call reincarnation. So, for spiritists, we see death as a transformation. It's not the end, it's a new beginning. Why did I bring these concepts? Because the interpretation of Jesus' teach change according to our point of view. If you have a materialistic point of view and you analyze the message, you're gonna see this way: death is concrete, death of the physical body. That's the materialistic view. And if you try to analyze Jesus' message, you're gonna find really confusing, and you're gonna question Jesus more, because how could Jesus say that to someone that would like to bury his own father? However, we also has what we call abstract death. If you have more spiritualistic or spiritistic approach, so what's the abstract death? That's the death of the soul. But then you say to me, wait a minute, Rodrigo. Whoa, now you make me confused, because we know that our soul or spirits are eternal. How does soul die? So remember that Jesus, as a great teacher, used figurative language to explain concepts. When he talk about death of the soul, means what specifically? Absence of moral values and virtues. I'm still alive in my physical body, but my soul is dead because I lack the moral values and virtues. I focus too much on materialistic things. I cultivate vices and addictions and thinking, abuse of any kind. So drugs, alcohol, everything that bring instant pleasures of life. So when we look at this, now we know if we look in a materialistic point of view, is easy to understand that death is related to the physical body. When you approach more the spiritualistic or spiritist point of view, now we can talk about two different types of death. The concrete one still exists, but also you have this abstraction of death of the soul. And that also means that abstraction of everything that matters to immortal life. So there are many people in our planet right now, they are dead, dead in terms of the soul. Why? Because everything that matters to immortal life, people are not worried about. They worry about money, they are worry about possessions, they worry about having all the pleasures that the one life can give. And it's understandable because it's a materialistic view. They believe in only one life. So death is concrete. One is your death is over. So let's take and live the life as fullest potential as we can have. Absence of all incorruptible values. So we, if we don't pay attention, the materialistic way of living is related to possessions. I have it. I can buy it. And we can see this more often. So ignorance of divinity, so attributes everything by chance. And then poverty of noble feelings, character, and virtue. So that's what the spirits, and if you look at Carbarchetto in parables and teachings of Jesus, it's talk about these two deaths. So the concrete one and the abstract one, this what leads to that. So, and if you think about bringing back to the concept, live to the death, the care of burying their death, Kardec make us to reflect. Let's think about, if you analyze from a materialistic point of view, Jesus saying may be interpreted as a criticism of that person. Like, basically, you'll be this, I'm more important than your father. But is that really the point? Kardec invite us to reflect on a different point of view, the Spiritist point of view. This is why the Bible should be read, interpreted, and understood through the spiritual lens, not through material lens. Jesus' teachings go beyond the materialistic understanding of life. And Kardec said that the preceding considerations show first that, under the circumstances in which they were spoken, they could not express criticism against someone who regarded it a duty of filial devotion to go and bury his father. So here, Kardec is bringing a logical argumentation to show that the context that we are analyzing cannot be seen as a materialistic view. It needs to go beyond that. And that's why he continues saying, however, they entail a deeper meaning that can only be understood with a more complete knowledge of the spiritual life. So basically, Jesus here is inviting everyone, because when this scenario happened, he called someone to follow him in the middle of a lot of people. And Jesus never missed the opportunity to teach everyone. But Jesus was not referring to the material point of view, he was referring to the spiritual life. And Kardec continued saying that life in the spiritual world is, in fact, the true life. Although we live in the opposite way, even as spiritists, sometimes we live our corporeal life as the true life and the spiritual life as something later on. I'll check this later. We say that a lot of things about spiritual life, everything after life, but we act as a materialistic. And that's why we need to be very careful, because if the spiritual world is in fact the true life, we need to acquire values and things that will be important for afterlife or the true life. And Kardec continues saying it's the normal life of the spirit whose earthly existence is only transitory and passing. See, now Kardec is making a point here, and that's what Jesus was trying to explain to that person, that do not focus only in the material life, only the materialistic point of view, because this existence is just a passage. We need to understand beyond. It's a sort of death when compared to the splendor and activity of the spiritual life. So, in this call here, make us to reflect that when we have an experience that someone that we love passed away, of course, we're going to feel sad. That's normal. However, we should be happy for the person that's moving on in a different phase of their life, and basically they are returning to home. And one day we will return to the true life. Instead of be revolted, instead of being depressed, instead of being anxious, instead of being desperate, we should change the way. If we believe that the true life is the spiritual life, we need to change the way. We don't need to be desperate. We don't need to feel anxious, depressed. Of course, we're going to be sad. We're going to miss that person. Of course, I had that experience. My dad passed away many years ago. And I still miss him, but I know that he's in a better place and he deserved to be there. Because sometimes being selfish, it doesn't help. Think about a bird in a cage. It not be better for the bird to set free and fly with all this freedom? So this is some analogy that we can use. So our body, our physical body, is our cage. Our spirit can do way more things without the physical body. However, the physical body is extremely important for what we need to learn in this planet. And think about this planet as a school. We come here to do our exams. We learn all things on the spiritual realm, the spiritual world, and here is our laboratory. We're going to apply all the knowledge that we gain on the spiritual realm. And Kardec continues, and he is very wise when he mentioned that the body is nothing more than a coarse garment that temporarily cloaks the spirit, a true feather that holds it imprisoned to the earth, and from which it is happy to be delivered. See how we start changing the way to understand death and death. So you you understand the depth that Jesus is trying to bring in that passage. If we don't look deep and understand it spiritually, we're gonna miss a lot of the message behind. André Luiz also in Ossular said similar things, that every incarnation is a new clothing that we take out conforming our needs. So the body that we have today is the body that we need to go to our expiations, our tests, and what's the goal? Improvement, self improvement. It's important for us to know that. Otherwise, we start to put more value on things that maybe doesn't carry a lot of value on the spiritual world. I guarantee to you, when we passed away or discarnate, whatever name you want to give, you're not going to bring your home, you're not going to bring your cars, any of your material possessions. They all be behind. But I'm sure that you're going to bring all the values, the moral values, and the virtues that you have and you acquire on this earthly experience. Interesting. What Jesus is really trying to teach is that the dead that Jesus of spoke of are those who live exclusively for the corporeal life and not for the spirit and through the spirit. So living to the death, to the dead, the care of bearing the dead really means that we need to move on to understand the spiritual things. That the corporeal life is just a passage, it's just transitory. That we need this experience to grow, to improve, to move towards a more pure spirits, but we have to live life as a spirits, understanding that we're living a corporeal experience and not the other way around. And that's why Kardec bring back the analysis and said that the respect one has for the dead is not bound to the physical matter of the body, but to the remembrance of the absent spirit. And we have to analyze this very carefully because sometimes we see so many people desperate when they lose someone they love. Because if you have this materialistic view, it's really hard because how is that fair? How is that just? And maybe you feel revolt, maybe you feel like God is just not fair. God is punishing me. Why? Because you don't see death as a transformation. You don't see the spiritual life as the real life. And of course, if you have this materialistic view, you get blind. You don't understand why things happen the way they do. And I understand the feeling if you someone has this point of view because once someone passed away is over. However, if you move to the spiritist point of view, now you understand death, excuse me, in a different way. Then you have more resilience. Of course, you're going to be sad because you're not perfect. We're not at that level to feel happy about this yet. But one day maybe you will, because then we just understand that the person is in a much better place. Imagine that most of humankind are discarnating in a suffering or for diseases, for suffering, for accidents, or even suicide. So there's a lot of pain. But think about, so if you see this that as a passage, a transition, and then also reincarnation. So we're gonna bring all those feelings of hope that gonna console us because we're gonna see our loved ones again because life never ceased. And then it's just a journey. Then we have stops in different parts. In our case, our stop is Station Earth. So we have to understand this station is temporary and the train of our life it will continue even after we passed. So Kardec used this analogy in saying that it's analogous to that which we have for the objects that belong to the deceased and were touched by him or her and which are kept as remembrances. So we need to, of course, you can remember the loved ones, and it's very helpful if we pray for them, if we have good feelings about being grateful to have the opportunity to share this life experience with those that discarnated. But on the other way, if people get too stuck and don't accept there are think that it's not just, it's not fair. So this also disrupt and disturbed the spirit. The spirit is still receiving that energy. They still receiving the feelings, and they also start feeling the same ways as this the person. So that's why be this desperate doesn't help. If you want to help, think about this person with gratitude. Think about this person with joy that you have the opportunity to share that experience. Pray for them, send them good thoughts, good vibrations. And Kardec contextualized here this is what this man could not understand by himself. And Jesus teaches him by stating the following: do not worry about the body, but think first of the spirit. Go and teach the kingdom of God. Go and tell others that their homeland is not on earth but in heaven. For true life is found only there. So, see the invitation. So, Jesus is teaching that person that don't worry about the body, but think about the spirit. And if Jesus invites the person to follow him, Jesus knew the person was ready. Jesus had many, many followers, but a few were chosen because they were prepared to live the Jesus teachings. And this is the case. And what he is saying to that person is really tell them that everyone that life is real, life is the spiritual realm, is the spiritual world. And that's the strongest message here. Bring counsel to that people. Bring the truth, saying that life goes on. Bring the comfort we can connect with them in thoughts, in our prayers, because life continues, life goes on. And I would like to finish my talk tonight sharing Emmanuel's quote from the Gospel by Emmanuel, Comments of Gospel According to Luke. Emmanuel said, therefore, we should seek life by opening our hearts to the constant work of infinite goodness, because, in truth, only those who learn and love incessantly, renewing themselves continuously towards the light, can overcome the lower levels of darkness, ascending victoriously to meet imperishable life with eternal liberation. So I would like to finish my talking. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for listening to me tonight. And I'm open for questions if you have any. Thank you very much, everyone. And I'm open for questions.
Hi, Rodrigo. Hi again. Thank you so much for your presentation. It was
Welcome.
really good. And yes, we do have a couple of questions here and some comments. Um, Actually, yeah, we have one question and a couple of comments. So the question is from our brother Publio. He is asking, following Jesus Christ's teachings, is leave everything behind or leave the material life in second plan and care about the spiritual one?
So, Publio,
Million question. $1 million question.
now this is a $1 billion question.
Billion. Okay.
So, yeah, I like the public questions because they give me a lot of hints to how to answer that question. So, yeah, Jesus is not saying to abandon the material life because we still need it. So
Mm-hmm.
we need to eat, we need to work, we need to buy food. So we have our earthly demands. However, he teaches the balance, what's come first. If he told us that true life is the spiritual life, so by logic, the material life is secondary, just
Yes.
by logic. So then we should emphasize the spiritual one. How we do that? By improving ourselves, working our virtues, diminishing our vices, regain focus because it's paradoxical. We know that as a spiritists, let's say, not everyone knows that. But even us, we struggle.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to make a choice. So, should I be watching the live today, Tuesday, January 2nd, or I should do something else? For example, watch Netflix. Not nothing against Netflix, but it's a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Each one is gonna bring what to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that choice is that's hard on us because we have the understanding, but sometimes our understanding and our application of understanding they are not matching yet.
Mm-hmm. And I have a question for you. I did not put on in the chat, but like, how can Spiritism help people to understand that this life is the temporary one, as you said? Because we know, like you said about your dad, and we always have someone who we love and for some reason passed away, and we even uh, as a spiritist we miss them, right? But how can we help others who like they don't understand or they don't believe they don't agree with like spiritism teachings? How can we help these people,
I
those
would
people?
I use the example of Chico Xavier because I
Mm-hmm.
cannot use myself as an example because then they're
Mm-hmm.
not going to be good. But let's use someone that's a reference. So one day, someone came to Chico and the mother lost her son, and then he was comment on that. So then people asked, "But Chico, what did you say?" He said, "Nothing. I just hugged her, and we cried together."
Oh,
So the problem that we want to have the words to bring counsel, and do you think that's the moment when someone loses someone that you love, that you come and preach about spiritism, that life is eternal? So,
oh.
uh, you have to understand what the level the person is. And
Mm-hmm.
Jesus was master of that. He understood everyone and say,
Yeah.
for this person, maybe they are prepared to hear about spiritism and
Mm-hmm.
may bring counsel. So for other people, so maybe if you just hug them and cry with them, so you did more than you could. So
Mm-hmm.
it really depends on the situation. So
Yeah.
words sometimes are not necessary.
It's true. And like, uh, and at some point, everybody is gonna understand about spiritism in this life or the next one, right? At some point, everybody is gonna learn and understand that this is it's just a physical body in a temporary experience that we came to progress, to evolve ourselves, right? And
Yeah, we need this time when we're talking about here death, and death is not an easy topic,
yes.
right? Because although we as spiritists understand that there's an afterlife that has reincarnation. we're going to meet all our loved ones again. We have all this knowledge. So, and that may help us or not, depends
Mhm.
if we live truly that. For those that do not understand, those that has the materialistic view, so that scenario where death is happening in the family, loved ones,
Mhm.
that may be not the appropriate time.
Yeah.
And maybe people need to go through that
Mhm.
to wake them up for the beyond.
Mhm.
Because even here in Canada, United States, very materialistic cultures, a
Mhm.
lot of people when they lose their loved ones, they start to search for answers,
Yes.
and they
Mhm.
go to the readers, for the psychics, those things, try to communicate with it. So they
Mhm.
do have this,
Know that there's some
they
else.
have the seed now, because in like, wow, I cannot accept that's over like that. Is nothing
Mhm.
there. So
Mhm.
it's a shaking. So for us that understand it's a transformation, so it'll be less painful, but the
Mhm.
sadness will still be there. You're gonna miss the people, especially if you have a great relationship, you're gonna miss them. But the question becomes is how I navigate the feeling,
Mhm.
because I
Yeah,
can help or not.
it's true. And sometimes the person just need a hug, as you said, not any words, right? Sometimes we want to help, and if we say something, it's gonna be worse, right? The scenario.
Yeah, sometimes we we are, well, everything, when we see a problem, our tendency is try to speak, and the
Mm-hmm.
problem that we want to give our opinion. So my suggestion, don't give our opinion, because we don't understand exactly
Mm-hmm.
what's going on. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why silence and a gesture of love is more effective, and let the spiritist talk. So let Jesus talk through.
Yeah,
So that's when people will be touched by. So we don't have that power
it's
that
true.
we think we do.
It's true. Thank you so much once again, and Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your meeting.
Thank you. Okay, so now we will move to the preparation for the tonight's spiritual treatment. Pass is the transfusion of um, a spiritual energy with the goal of assisting with our physical, emotional, and mental balance. Passes help us to restore a state of harmony and peace by replacing negative energy with health and positive energy. In order to receive the best benefits from passes, please follow the audio instructions or remain in prayer. You may close your eyes to help with mentalization. During the pass, the water you set aside will also absorb the spiritual energy that your family and you can benefit from. We will now make a prayer in preparation for the pass, which will be our closing prayer as well. Okay, so I invite everyone to close your eyes if you wish. Heavenly Father, we were here once again to learn more about your teachings. We thank you for everything you have done for us. Thank you very much for this new year that is just beginning. May you bless each of the 362 days to come. We also thank you for the tonight's talk. May we understand that our true life is a spiritual life and that we should not miss the opportunity to improve ourselves in this so short and temporary life. We ask you and the good spirits to help us overcome all the difficulties in our lives and help us never forget that you, Jesus, it's our guide and model. We ask your bless for all the names that are on the positive vibration list. May we all can feel better after this spiritual treatment, and we also ask you to spread your love all over the world. Please, God, stay with us today and forever. So be it.
Let us now prepare ourselves for the moment of the passes and the magnetization of water. Let's now calm our hearts, breathing in and out. Pay attention to your body. Focus on your breath and let yourself be carried by this energy. Let your thoughts pass by without judging them. Let them flow. Allow this light to be the beacon that guides you, and allow these words to penetrate your energy. Make each word an anchor of gratitude, faith, and trust. With the purpose of healing, which takes away my faith, healing every feeling of separation, of pain, let it all dissolve in this moment, leaving only love, gratitude, and trust. We ask God for the presence of our guardian angel and the friendly spirits who welcome us into this enlightened environment of our Spiritist Center. We open our plexus of love and forgiveness by mentalizing a light surrounding our hearts. Find a quiet and comfortable place to begin the mentalization process. Remove all worries from your thoughts. We ask that during the pass you breathe slowly and deeply. Let your body relax and surrender yourself to a deep meditation. Calmly imagine divine energies in soft and colorful light surrounding you in an environment of peace and spiritual warmth. Entrusting God with your most intimate desires, raise your thoughts to Jesus and the emissaries of the spiritual environment. The path begins with the cleansing of your soul. Imagine a waterfall of crystal clear water pouring over us, removing all the feelings that keep you away from faith and trust. Feel the energy of this water bathing you and deeply breathe in, feeling peace and harmony. Allow this water to wash away all the impurities and spiritual larvae, washing away all the sorrows and resentments, any feelings of hatred and revenge that hold us back and cause us harm, not only from this life, but past ones as well. Now visualize spiritual doctors around you, applying magnetic cleansing passes, sanitizing your spiritual body of all sadness and negative energy. Mentalize these negative thoughts and feelings being washed away, evaporating from your soul, like water evaporating into thin air, and being carried far away from your mind. Surround yourself with the faith that bathes your being, bringing clarity and lucidity, rebalancing every cell in your body. May the water envelop all pain and bring the clarity of opportunity that chooses peace. The answer arises in our hearts, freeing us from all evil and freeing all whom we have caused evil into and who have caused us evil, washing away all the connections that bind us. Even though we may not understand, we are freeing ourselves from all that causes us harm. Feel this cleansing penetrate your soul and release. Now that we are spiritually cleansed, imagine yourself surrounded by the light of love from the hands of Jesus. At this moment, sing words of faith and gratitude, being faithful to the light that exists in me, planted by the zealous Father. Imagine the sunlight that surrounds and enraptures, freeing us from the chains of everything that holds us down, strengthening your faith. Allow yourself to trust in this light, surrender to it, involved in pleasant feelings and feeling relieved to receive the strengthening lights. Mentalize your spiritual mentors now applying divine light for the strengthening of your mind and your emotions, leaving you feeling emotionally revitalized. Let us now mentalize the magnetization of this water. May we mentalize all the friendly spirits, magnetizing this water and filling it with everything that our bodies, minds, and soul need, so that it may be of help to us when we drink it after the pass. Thank you, God.
Thank you for your participation in the chat and for joining us tonight. We will be back next Tuesday here on Spiritism Canada and Continental Conference Americas at 8:30 p.m. East. And next Wednesday on Kardec Radio at 8 p.m. East. And please don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube from Spiritism Canada and the Spiritist group Path of the Light. Have a good night and see you next Tuesday.
Someone told me long ago that life is just a long road. Sorry, mate, but life to me is way much more. No matter what it seems to be, it's always time to make a change. Sometimes all we need is only one more chance. So try. Build a bridge over troubled waters, fly. If that's all that you have left to do, I want more. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face. Love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more, no more sorrows, no more bad days. No more cries, no more dark hope. No more fear, no more fight. Someone told me long ago that life is just a long road. Sorry, babe, but life to me is way much more. No matter what it seems to be, it's always time to make a change. Sometimes all we need is only one more chance. So try, build a bridge over troubled water, fly. If that's all that you have left to do, I want more. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face. Love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more, no more sorrow, no more bad days. No more cries, no more dark cold place. No more fear, no more fight. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face. Love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more sorrow, no more bad days. No more cries, no more dark cold place. No more fear, no more fight. Let the sun walk away. sun of the new age shine, shine, shine.